Hello, everyone. Let's begin with a thought. If you look around right now, from the plastic of your pen to the fabric of your clothes, the fuel in your car, and even the cells in your body, they all have one thing in common: carbon. In fact, carbon is the ultimate champion when it comes to variety in compounds. Chemists have identified millions of different carbon compounds, far more than for any other element. Why is carbon so special? It all comes down to two remarkable abilities: tetravalency and catenation. Tetravalency means that carbon can form four covalent bonds with other atoms, allowing endless combinations. And catenation? That's carbon's ability to bond with other carbon atoms to form long chains, branching structures, or rings. On top of that, carbon atoms can link with single bonds, double bonds, or triple bonds, giving rise to saturated compounds which have only single bonds and generally lower reactivity, or unsaturated compounds which have double or triple bonds and much higher reactivity. Let's zoom in on catenation, the skill that lets carbon atoms hold hands with each other to make chains of extraordinary length. No other element does this as well. Take silicon, for example. It can make chains of up to 7 or 8 atoms, but these break apart easily because the silicon bond is weaker. Carbon, on the other hand, forms strong, stable carbon carbon bonds. This stability allows carbon to create massive molecules with straight chains, branches, and even closed rings. And the type of bond matters: single bonds, as in ethane, whose formula is C2H6, make the compound saturated and generally less reactive. Double bonds, as in ethene, whose formula is C2H4, increase reactivity. Triple bonds, as in ethyne, whose formula is C2H2, are even more reactive. If you visualize the electron dot diagrams for ethane C2H6, ethene C2H4, and ethyne C2H2, you'll see how extra shared pairs of electrons make double and triple bonds possible. Now, the magic isn't just in how many carbons are linked, it's also in how they're arranged. Carbon chains can be straight, like in butane with the formula C4H10, branched, like in isobutane, which also has the formula C4H10, or cyclic, like in cyclohexane with the formula C6H12. Sometimes, the same molecular formula can be rearranged to give entirely different structures. For example, C4H10 can be either straight chain butane or branched isobutane. Compounds like this are called structural isomers. And it gets even more interesting with rings. They can be saturated, like cyclohexane C6H12 with single bonds, or unsaturated, like benzene C6H6 with alternating double bonds. Carbon is also incredibly sociable. It doesn't just bond with carbon and hydrogen, it readily bonds with other elements like oxygen, nitrogen, halogens, and sulfur. When one or more hydrogens in a carbon chain are replaced by such atoms, they're called heteroatoms. Often, they're part of functional groups, specific arrangements of atoms that give the compound its personality, its chemical behavior. For example, the hydroxyl group, written as -OH, makes a compound an alcohol. The aldehyde group, written as -CHO, turns it into an aldehyde. The carboxyl group, written as -COOH, makes it a carboxylic acid. The halo group, such as -Cl, makes it a halocane. No matter the chain length, these functional groups determine how the compound reacts. That's why ethanol, C2H5OH, and propanol, C3H7OH, have similar chemical properties. They both have the -OH group. Carbon compounds often come in families called homologous series. These are groups of compounds that share the same functional group and therefore similar chemical behavior. In a homologous series, Each successive member differs from the previous one by a -CH to -unit. For example, in the alkane series CH4, methane C2H6, ethane C3H8, propane C4H10, butane, as we move up the series, the physical properties like melting point and boiling point increase gradually because the molecules get larger and heavier. But the chemical properties, those remain very similar because the functional group stays the same. Let's tackle a quick example to see the logic behind general formulas for hydrocarbons. Problem: find the general formula for alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Step 1. In alkanes, each carbon forms 4 bonds, and in a saturated chain, the hydrogen count is double the carbon count plus 2. This gives the formula C sub NH sub to N plus 2. Step 2. In alkenes, the presence of one double bond reduces hydrogen count by 2. Formula C sub NH sub to N. Step 3. In alkynes, a triple bond reduces hydrogen count by 4. Formula C sub NH sub to N minus 2. Step 4. Let's check for N equals to C2H6 matches C sub NH sub to N plus 2. C2H4 matches C sub NH sub to N, and C2H2 matches C sub NH sub to N minus 2. This pattern makes it easy to predict formulas for straight chain hydrocarbons without functional groups. So, what's the big picture? Carbon's tetravalency and its unmatched ability for catenation make it the architect of millions of compounds. Its structures range from straight chains to intricate branches, rings, and isomers. By adding functional groups, we tailor properties for specific uses from fuels to pharmaceuticals. And with homologous series, we can classify and predict compound behaviors systematically. The versatility of carbon underpins all of organic chemistry and, by extension, much of life's chemistry. Without it, there would be no proteins, no DNA, no plastics, no fuels, in short, no modern world as we know it. I hope you now have a deeper appreciation of why carbon is such a superstar element. In our next session, we'll explore how these carbon compounds behave chemically, and that's where things get even more fascinating.